everyone, I hope you're all well. Today I feel like an American YouTuber or a London YouTuber because I have a Starbucks. I don't even live near a Starbucks. Well, I've just been in town and I've come back with my Starbucks because it was quite a large one, a cold brew. It's my fave. Today I'm going to be talking about kind of my morning routine slash the things that I do to get me motivated and being the most productive to get work done. Now this is something that a lot of people have asked me to do as a video because they're like, oh, you are so productive and you get so much things done and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, meh, okay, maybe I do, whatevs. So I kind of wanted to talk about, like, I guess how I get up and go and like the way I think about things. And you know, as someone that works from home, who's self-employed, I think motivation can be really, really hard, especially as you don't have anyone telling you like what you have to do. You don't have to be at work at a certain time. This might be applicable for anyone really, like not just anyone that like who is working from home or a creative person. Any of these tips can be applied to anybody at any time. I must admit though, I am not always the most motivated person ever. I do sometimes struggle with getting up and like getting going depending on my mood. If I'm feeling sad or down, you know how like when you have like go through phases of just you can feel a bit shitty. And yeah, so sometimes I'm not always perfect and sometimes I don't get everything that I want done. But I think it really depends on urgency of things, and you know, sometimes it's okay to not be super busy and not do much. You know, it's okay to give yourself a little bit of downtime. So anyway, so let's start. One thing that really, really helps me stay focused and know what I'm doing is writing a list of everything that I need to do that week at the beginning of the week, like Sunday night or something, so I can plan out what is going on that week, what I know I've got to do, and exactly how much time, I can figure out how much time each of these tasks are going to take me to do. Sometimes I find myself ripping it up midweek and screwing it up and put it in the bin, rewriting it because shit changes. But most of the time I like to write this like either like Sunday evening, Monday morning, just like my to-do list, what I've got to do. This really helps get my head in like a good space. Also, I find writing a to-do list, like a specific to-do list, the night before, and then sometimes it's nice to be a little bit more detailed, exactly, like you might have chores that you need to do that you've forgotten about. So doing things the night before, the week before, the beginning of the week is super duper helpful. Set your alarm at a reasonable early time. Now I always set my alarm an hour before I need to get up because I'm a massive snoozer. So I set my alarm for 25 minutes past 5 because by the time I've hit snooze a few times, it goes to 1 minute past 6, and 6 is the perfect time for me to get up and start my day because I get up and then I go to boot camp. I like to get my exercise done out of the way because if I put it off and I go in the evening, 9 times out of 10 I will get myself busy throughout the day and then I don't have enough time to exercise and I put it off. And I also find that exercising first thing in the morning is like a good achievement. It's like one thing to get you going and it is like an achievement of the day. I get home at like say 7:45, so by the time I've got home I've already done something really, really great. Now usually after boot camp I might pop to the supermarket to grab some groceries if I need anything that day, but usually I like to walk Lola. At the moment it is so fucking hot that I don't want to take Lola at like that time because even by then it's really hot. So I have been walking Lola later on in the evening, but normally I like to get that kind of shit done. So exercise, walk Lola, all that, like that is done, we are good. But after all that, what I'll normally do is I'll do a few little chores around the house, a little bit of tidying up from the night before, maybe empty the dishwasher. I'm quite good with how I manage my time, I think. So I'll put the kettle on or I'll do the microwave for porridge. Whilst they're doing their thing, I might quickly empty the dishwasher or I will fluff up the cushions and get rid of any rubbish. So whilst one thing's going on, I'll do something else at the same time to save time. So it's quite efficient, I suppose. But I will generally around that time, yeah, I'll do some housework, I'll make some breakfast, and then once those little bits and bobs have done, I like to just have a little bit of chill because it's been quite busy already. I've done exercise, I've done this, I've done that, and I'll spend about half an hour in the garden or just chilling on the sofa having my breakfast. So at the minute I love sitting outside, it's nice and warm, and I'll sit and have my breakfast and have a bit of chill time. I have my music on in my headphones and it's just a little bit of time to just sit and think and relax. And I think this is very good for my well-being as well because it's just a little bit of me time. After I've had my breakfast, I will go and get ready. I'll go have a shower. Sometimes I'll put makeup on, sometimes I won't. It depends on if I'm filming that day or if I'm going anywhere. But after that, I will normally get my stuff together, I will figure out what I've got to do, and then I will go down and make a coffee because, like, you know, I've got ready, I want another little buzz. So I'll go down into my office, and I normally like to clear the workspace. I cannot work if I know that there is mess or if there's cleaning up to do. So I will clear my desk space if I need to, and then I will crack on with some work. Now, like I said with my to-do list, I have my to-do list. I like to set achievable goals. I used to really bum myself out because I'd write such a long to-do list. I wouldn't complete everything off the to-do list, and then I would get really upset and annoyed at myself. So I have been setting myself actual achievable goals for the day. So whether that be filming, editing, going out and shooting pictures, doing my emails, doing my accounts, I will try and give myself enough time to do each task. On the flip side of that though, I will also mentally give myself sort of like a deadline, if that makes any sense. So say if I'm editing, it might be like 11 AM. I will think, well, this won't take me more than an hour, so I have to finish this edit by midday. I will set myself like achievable goals, but also I'll give myself like kind of deadlines to stick to. Another thing that I do to really help myself actually work is I will leave my phone somewhere. I find one of my biggest distractions is looking on Instagram. I'm addicted to Instagram stories. I'll leave it up in the house, or I'll put it on charge somewhere. I will basically not touch my phone until the task that I've been doing has been done. When you're at work or if you're at school, you don't use your phone really, do you? So it's no different for me. I will leave my phone somewhere where I can't pick it up and like scroll, because I tell you what, scrolling is the devil. For me, productivity and getting motivated is like a snowball effect. So the reason why I get so much done in the morning before I've even started working is because if I achieve one thing, that makes me feel good, and then I do another thing, that makes me feel good, and it will keep making me feel good because I've done so much stuff already that it will kind of set me up for the rest of the day. I honestly find that if I don't go to boot camp, or if I don't get any, like a lot of shit done first thing in the morning, reflects the rest of my day and I don't really achieve much. I'm really guilty of beating myself up if I'm not productive in the day, and I have this thing where it's like, if I don't get much done in the day and I don't feel like I've achieved much, I will just be like, what's the fucking point then? What's the point? There's no point. And I'll feel really shit and down and gloomy, and sometimes it will affect my whole week if the beginning of my week hasn't been productive. But it's about just sucking it up and just getting that first few things done out of the way first, and then it will just sort of like set you up for the rest of the day. You're like, yeah, fuck it, I can do this, and it just is such a great feeling. Another thing that I'm like really like finding is helping is just not putting things off. It's really easy to look at your to-do list and go, oh, I can do that tomorrow, or that can wait, that can be done another time. You kind of in your back of your head know you've got time to do it, but you secretly can't really be bothered because you've already done enough stuff. But honestly, if you just fucking do it, just like go, no, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not even gonna think about it, I'm just gonna do it. I've been finding that so much recently that there's been times where I've been feeling a bit meh and I've been putting things off, and then the other part of me is just like, just do it. It just feels so accomplished and so good for just getting up and doing it. One thing about like working for yourself or relying on yourself to be productive, and like, you know, relying on yourself to do stuff, is it takes so much self-discipline. You really do have to just tell yourself, let's just do this. I honestly really do thrive off being productive and getting loads of stuff done. It gives me such a buzz and such a high, and so telling myself that that's how I'm gonna feel is enough motivation to keep me going. Another thing which is a really good thing is kind of rewarding yourself, and like saying, right, if I get this and this done today, at the end of the day, I'm gonna watch 3 episodes of whatever, or we can have a really nice bar. If we get all this work done today, we'll be able to watch Vikings guilt-free because we'd have done everything. So whilst watching Vikings, I won't feel like I should be working. Those are kind of my tips. That's basically what I do. I hope it kind of helped. I hope it made sense. But that's me in a nutshell. That's motivational melon. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.